Amazing.
Sure. For Alan Aho. For Kaitiaki Fairfield House. When I came to Fairfield, I had an overwhelming feeling that it was important to keep this place here. And now I know why. And I ask His Holiness to dedicate this tree to Fairfield as a place of peace.
Okay. Yes, of course. I'll never wash it again.
I will speak something, about according my own little experiences. A person now more than 61 years old, and particularly I think the most part of my life is passing through difficult period. So in a way, of course, being as a refugee and lost one's own country, and a lot of my own friend died under difficult circumstances or tragic circumstances, and also there's a lot of destructions in our own country. These, of course, very, very unfortunate. But at the same time, as a human nature, when you're passing through difficult period, if you sustain your peace of mind and your determination and your hope, then it is not that much difficult to face difficulties or tragedies. And in fact, during those periods which we are facing, you see, very, very difficult period, almost, you see, they are the situation as a hopeless situation. And when passing through such a period, if you sustain your determination, then, you see, that is the, I think, best period to gain your inner strength. So as such person, I think, you see, some of idea or some of my experience, you see, can be, in some extent, I think, can be useful. Now, according to my own little experience, the most important and forceful factor to sustain inner peace and the hope and determination is compassion. That's no doubt. Because, you see, compassion or sense of caring or affection, once, you see, that human emotion, you see, keep here, then, you see, your actually outlook towards actually others, and especially, you see, your enemy, this is something, it can be something different. If some positive emotion such as compassion, spirit of forgiveness, so keep here, then even your surrounding more hostile, it cannot disturb your inner peace. On the other hand, if within ourselves some kind of negative emotion such as hatred, fear, doubt, these things, you see, remain here, even that person surrounded by your best friend and also, I think, best facilities, even then, you see, that person may not be a happy person. I think reason is quite simple. When or if oneself, you see, have this kind of fear and doubt and, you see, the hatred feeling here, then because of that, one's own feeling, one's own feeling, it appears to you that other people also some kind of similar sort of similar sort of feeling. As a result, increase doubt, fear, suspect. So it immediately, you see, destroy or destroy our inner strength or inner peace. So I think human nature, basically, as a social animal, we need a human companion. We need a human smile. We need human affection. Now, once you develop negative emotion, hatred, ill feeling, then it automatically closed our inner door. As a result, you can't communicate with other fellow human being. Very difficult. Other hand, if you develop more compassionate feeling here, it automatically open our inner door. Looking from that door, everywhere you feel, oh, friend, brothers, sisters. Even someone at the initial stage, some negative feeling towards you, if your side open, extend your hand, very often the other's attitude eventually change. You see, in the past, some occasion, some individual who came to see me with certain purpose, with certain reasons. So at the initial, quite a negative sort of attitude. Then my side, open. Consider that person also as my brother or sister. And then once we start talk, after some time, the attitude eventually change. So you see, so therefore, you see, our own attitude is, I think, very, very important. Now look, say, you see, someone who creates trouble on you, that usually we call enemy. Now if you look from one angle, then yes, you see, that person or that individual person or group of people that so-called as enemy, yes, it is troublemaker for you. You see, it creates a lot of difficulties for you. But on the other hand, if you look from another angle, because of their activities, say you gain, you find some new opportunity. Now, for example, for practice of patience, practice of tolerance. With enemies' activities, there is real chance practice of tolerance and patience. For example, my own case, I cannot practice patience or tolerance with Buddha Shakyamuni. Buddha, you see, I mean, there is no reason to feel some negative feeling towards Buddha. So there is no time to practice of tolerance or patience. Buddha always used to loving way. And also my friend. So the only person which provide us, who provide us the opportunity of practice of patience and tolerance is our enemy. So then, whether our lifetime patience and tolerance is something useful or not, oh, certainly very useful. Where tolerance is there, there is the inner strength comes. Or in fact, I think tolerance and patience is, we should consider as a sign of strength rather than weakness. Even I think in ordinary daily life, when you have the truth, you have self-confidence, then less has a chance to lose your temper. The thing which you yourself not very sure, and in fact is something pretended, right? Then if someone, you see, criticize, then that time much easier to lose your temper, because there is no truth there. So you see, you are still, you see,
Then you act in a presumptuous way.
So therefore, you see, the tolerance and patience we should consider as a sign of strength. So now, in life, even our daily life, I think even here also, I think a little raining, some patience, you see, we can fulfill our objective. No patience, even one or two drops, oh, too much, you see, as a complaint, we can't achieve our goal, isn't it? So similarly, I think in our life, whether individual basis or family basis or national or international, I think patience, tolerance is something very important. And especially, you see, I usually call our century, in a way, I think marvelous century. During this century, we achieve a lot of things, a lot of new things, mainly in the science and technology. But at the other hand, I think this century is, I think the only this century where I think the greatest number of people suffer, mainly through war. Although I think warfare, since I think human history began, war always there, but then because of the less technology, so you see the less sort of destructive. Now more powerful weapon become much more destructive. So you see during this period, during this century, I think the greatest number of humans suffer. So we can call this century of war, century of bloodshed. Now result, I think it is quite impossible ending war by war, through war. So now I think the international the relations field, the concept of non-violence, concept of dialogue now become real now. Look, South Africa and some other, you see, cases. So therefore, I think we, humanity, as I mentioned it before, when we're passing through difficult period, when we really you see, facing some serious, you see, threat or something, then there's two possibilities. One possibility, lose hope and depress. Other possibility is wake up our mind, open our eye, and find another option. So I think now humanity, generally speaking, I think come across that kind of situation. So there is real possibility the next century less war. So therefore, I usually used to call next century should be century of dialogue. I think very possible. So now is the in the family level or national level or community level, even international level, I think the dialogue, spirit of dialogue, is very, very essential. I think very right kind of method to solve conflict. So now how to develop genuine the spirit of dialogue? Now compassion is the key factor. Now for that, the tolerance, the will or I think desire or will, you see, to listen others' view, and also you see, the appreciate or sense of concern about others' right is the key factor for dialogue, for compromise. So there, you see, tolerance and the patience are very, very important. And also, in order to practice compassion, genuine compassion and loving kindness, tolerance is something like basis. Because the opposite forces of compassion is hatred. The direct sort of opposing force of the hatred is tolerance. So tolerance is very, very important practice. Now that such important practice can learn only when we face enemy. So from that viewpoint, enemy is our real teacher. So thinking is this line, looking from that angle, when you look, you see, towards your enemy, instead of develop hatred or negative feeling, there's some way, there is possibility, it is possible, is it, to develop some kind of appreciation. Because you create trouble me. You give me the opportunity. You provide us the opportunity to practice of patience and tolerance. So some Buddhist literature, you see, described enemy as your best teacher. Now my own, you see, the experience. Our Chinese brothers sisters, mainly and communist Chinese brothers sisters, you see, they create a lot of trouble, a lot of suffering on us. Now, in my own case, one way, because of that, you see, we lost our own country. But on the other hand, because of this tragic situation, creates me new opportunity, meeting with different people, people from different religious tradition. So, you see, the last 37 years as a period as a refugee. See, in a way, I learn much thing. Suppose if I remain inside Tibet, perhaps I think my mental attitude maybe I think more stubborn or more conservative. So that certainly I think makes me more difficult to communicate with other people, isn't it? So you see, looking, you see, from that, judging from that, because of that angle, yes, the tragic things. One way very sad, but one way that tragic things bring us new opportunity. So everything are relative. There are different aspects. Things are relative. So compare this, it's very bad. Compare that, good. So when something you see happen, if you look only from the negative side, the frustration will increase. The same thing, looking from another angle, you can see some positive things. It helps, you see, it helps more balance your mental attitude. And also, see, when we face some problem, say, I think, see, some serious illness, or lost your one of your friend. If you think only that thing, think you see, about the illness, some pain, just almost like meditate on it, then mental as a frustration or mental pain increase. Once you see that pain come, but think, oh, that pain, now for example, you see some pain here. You see, think, oh, this pain, okay. Not like it's a heart attack. Compare heart attack, this is okay. So that kind of making comparison, it at least mental burden will lessen. Think only that pain increase your mental frustration. So similarly, you see something happen on your friend. Again, you see, think, oh, this is not only my own case. The millions of other people also have the same experiences, the same tragic things happen. This is not just my case. And that also is release our mental burden. So these are the, I think, the ways and methods to release our mental sort of burden. So result, we can keep our mental as a peace or inner peace. And here is the sense of compassion, sense of caring on other. You know, more you have this kind of feeling, actually is your peace of mind, your own benefit will increase. And also sometimes people get the impression, the altruism, compassion, altruism means they think only other, forget one's own right or benefit. That's wrong. And sometimes it's low self-esteem.
That's why in the West you have the problem of the low self-esteem.
Some kind of self-hatred, that kind of thing. It is very, very negative. In order to develop genuine altruism, first, love oneself is very necessary. Sense of caring to oneself, and that extend to others. So sometimes there is, I think, some kind of misunderstanding. And And now here, you see, the self-confidence is very essential. If you have some kind of self-hatred, that's very, very harmful to develop self-confidence. Without self-confidence, genuine altruism cannot practice, cannot develop. You see, altruism, a sense of caring, sense of responsibility, you see, a sense of global responsibility. Such, you see, mental attitude, in order to such mental attitude develop, as a foundation, basis, you need self-confidence. And so therefore, you see, the compassion, you see, acting, you see, in these fields, you see, very, very effectively. So you see, during my, you see, the difficult period, now I feel, you see, the altruistic mental attitude is, I think, the really reliable advisor or reliable friend or reliable sort of, I think, sort of supporter. Sometimes we do feel anger and also attachment when these negative emotions come, appear as our best friend, reliable friend. For example, when we face some, you see, problem, this is someone, you see, someone has creates problem, then anger comes as your protector, and that protector also bring us additional sort of courage or additional energy. But that energy, if we think properly, the blind energy, because anger is something like blind emotion. So the energy or strength or force which bring by anger is essentially destructive. Now sometimes you see, when I was young, I usually, you see, very often, you see, I do some small mechanic, you see, work. Even today also, these days also, so I do. So one occasion when I was young, one small watch is not working properly. So I open it and I do something, try to repair, but fail. Then I lost my temper. Then hit, you see, that watch on table. More hit because of lost my temper. Result, the more damage. Afterward, I feel great regret. The previous damage, although damage, but limited, so much easier to repair. But the second one, as a result of hit, more damage, more difficult to repair, isn't it? And also sometimes we, when we lost our temper, you see, we use some harsh word, even to our own, close friend. Then when our temper, you see, disappear, then you really feel shy, you see, to meet that person, because you already, you see, spoke some very harsh, very nasty word. So these are the indication or example. The being itself, or himself or herself, do not want to use that harsh word or you see that kind of foolish things. But because of the anger, you see, during that moment, your best part of your brain, which can judge long-term, short-term consequences, you see, that part of, you see, brain completely blind. So therefore, you see, the anger is actually the sort of blind, the emotion. So if a circumstance is such that you remain very humble, very honest, very truthful, then someone, your neighbor, in case takes some advantage on you, and then judge the situation without anger, without irritation. Just examine or analyze the situation. If the situation is such that you need countermeasure, strong, forceful countermeasure, you can take countermeasure without anger. In fact, that countermeasure become much more effective than the countermeasure which, when take your mind fully through anger. And also, you can see if your neighbor always creates trouble for you, then in spite of their trouble, I mean, in spite causing in spite of that trouble, if you remain here peaceful and your work carry very normal way, no sign of disturbance, no sign of frustration, and I think your neighbor feel more hurt. Other hand, because of the trouble which created by your neighbor, you lost, your sleep, you lost your digestion, and your work disturbed, and every sign of disturbance there. I think your neighbor very happy, will be very happy. So the best challenge to your neighbor who creates trouble on you, remain peace, remain calm, isn't it? So therefore, the real enemy of oneself is anger, not your neighbor. Of course, some exceptional cases, murder or these things, I think exceptional. Otherwise, your neighbor cannot destroy your inner peace. I think the priceless quality or inner peace. Your neighbor cannot, the external enemy cannot destroy your inner peace. Your inner peace can destroy only by your anger, your hatred. External enemy, including nuclear weapon, can destroy your body, but cannot destroy your mind. Of course, this is something, I think, more deeper level. Generally speaking, now the physical comfort and the mental comfort, if you make comparison, mental comfort is more superior than physical comfort. I mean, obviously, when some physical illness or some pain there, if your mental state still calm, it's much easier to bear it. Other hand, if your mental state very frustrated and very painful, even physical, very comfortable, very comfortable, that person cannot be a happy person. That's very clear. So therefore, the mental comfort or mental happiness is superior. So that the precious thing, the mental peace or mental happiness, nobody can destroy except your own negative emotion. So therefore, judging from these reasons, you can conclude the real destroyer of our inner peace, our inner strength, is our own negative emotion. After all, what is the demarcation? The negative emotion and the positive emotion, and the positive and negative means here. Those emotions and actions which bring on us unhappy, uneasiness, painful, that is negative. because we do not want pain or suffering. Those emotions as well as actions which ultimately bring happiness, tranquility, satisfaction, that is positive because we want happiness. After all, I think the very purpose of our life, we can say happiness is a purpose of our life. Whether there is a creator or not, life is there, our existence is there. Now, our daily life, I think, is much based on hope. There is no guarantee about what will happen next day. No guarantee. But we just, exist on the basis of hope. If someone completely lost hope, then that very attitude shorten our life. If not, carry suicide. But even if that man completely lost your hope, then your physical also, definitely, deteriorated. So therefore, our existence or survival, I think, very much based on hope. Hope means something good. So therefore, I think, very purpose of our life can say happiness. And also, we have the right to be a happy person. Nobody can say you should be an unhappy person. No. That's, I think, the basis of the concept of human right also. From the Buddhist viewpoint, not only human beings, all sentient beings have the right to be happy sentient beings. So therefore, now I lost one thing, correct? So, no. the main point, I forget the main point. No, anyway, all right, it doesn't matter. So therefore, the demarcation, positive and negative, those things which bring happiness, that's positive. Those things which bring unhappiness or pain or suffering, that's negative. So the emotion, there are different kind of nature. Some are positive, some are negative. So here, while we are spending millions of dollars to investigate among the matters, external things, which is something useful for us, which is something harmful, we always analyze. And those harmful things, we get it. Those helpful, we always increase. Similarly, in the world of mind, world of consciousness, there are variety of emotions, variety of thoughts. Some minds or thoughts are very harmful, such as hatred. Some thoughts and minds are very helpful, such as altruism. So it is very, very important, to analyze among these, thousands of different mental emotions. That is that's the way of training of mind. This is nothing to do with the religious concept. In order to be a happy person, there is no point to neglect about our inner mental state or mental concept. So that is usually I call a different kind of spirituality. Without any particular religion, without any religious faith, simply try to increase or promote these deeper human good qualities and try to reduce negative mental qualities. Now here, this lead another point or sort of subject, right? Whether we can really increase these positive emotion and whether we can decrease or reduce negative emotion. This is a big question. If you really analyze the situation and also the implement or experiment, then you can see there is possibility, you see, to increase these positive things or reduce negative things, because the mental state or mental things also like matters. It's always changing, momentarily changing. Why it's changing? Because its very existence in the how to say, the nature of the law of causality, previous causes and conditions produce some new things, and that new thing also, you see, causing another thing. Go like that, you see, changing. So on the external matters, certain chemicals, certain particles, you see, each particle has their own sort of, properties. So you see, when combined, some new shapes, you see, happen. Similarly, in the mental field also, you see, the different logics, is different, how to say, the mental concept, when combined, the new mental attitude can develop. So that's the, you see, that's the way of changing, way of transformation. Look, it's education. When the time of birth, no one, you see, have the knowledge of everything. By step, learn. Then eventually, you see, your knowledge, you see, increase. That also is some kind of, you see, shaping your mind. So similarly, you see, then some negative emotions, positive emotions, you see, can transform, can change. So that is the I think, you see, I feel is very, very important, you see, to humanity, because sometimes I do feel the when people reduce interest towards religion, then simultaneously also lose the interest or concern about these good qualities, such as the spirit of tolerance and reconciliation and compassion and love. I think that's a tragedy. That's a tragic thing. It's okay, remain as a non-believer. That's absolutely all right. It is individual right. But so long we are member of human community, I think, you see, it is very tragic, you see, to forget about these basic human good qualities. And again, you see, we think, what is the purpose of our life? I think it is quite obvious. Our existence, not for destruction, certainly not. So therefore, the compassions, these things are so long, our existence there, these compassions or these basic human good qualities are very, very essential, very essential. So that I call another level of spirituality. Then another level of spirituality is religious faith. Then again, here is basic human nature. I consider gentleness. I think many of you, I think some of you may not agree that, but doesn't matter. You see, my own you see, belief is the fundamental human nature is more gentleness, more compassionate. My reason is, if we judge other species of mammals, those, you see, mammal, like tiger, oh, yes. Now, not much time. If we judge, you see, those animals, those who say, relying on meat, you see, their teeth and their nails all equipped according to their lifestyle. Those who see, like deers, rabbit, or these vegetarian, you see, animals, according to their own lifestyle, you see, their physical structure also, you see, develop accordingly. Now look on our own, you see, case. Our teeth. Note that, you see, big one. What do you call that?
Not the canine. Not the canine teeth.
Then nails. Not like tigers, you see, nail. So I think basically, at the physical, you see, structure, I think more closer to the vegetarian animal. And then look, you see, our hand. If our hand meant for hit on other, then no need these fingers. Just like that, more powerful, isn't it? But you see, these fingers, I think you see, by nature, I think more for
Embracing.
rather than hit. So you see, according to this, you see, physical structure, embarrassing. You see, two person, you feel happy. Two more friends. These hand hit two person, two enemies. And then I think more important, I think more serious, if your mental state remain constantly peace, compassionate, your physical health also improve. More constant, you see, the irritation, anger, hatred comes, your physical, the blood circulations, all these things become disturbed. So I think this physical structure, I think in the stream of blood, I think there is something which appreciate peace of mind. So therefore, I think we can say the basic human nature. In fact, I think entire standard being, I think basic nature, we can say gentleness. What happiness? Happiness comes from peace, not from violence. So therefore, there is possibility if we have to make effort with realization, with awareness about our inner quality, with self-confidence, constant effort, we can improve ourselves. We can transform one happy person. At the early life, maybe lot of us the frustration, lot of us the sadness, but it's a true training, without losing hope, without losing determination, constant effort, with self-confidence, we can change. Our life can be a happy life, irrespective whether you see you are become millionaire or billionaire, but you see with contentment, with self-confidence, carried your life honestly, truthfully, your life will be very happy life. Your family will be very happy family. And then most important, children from that family, whole their life will be happy life, more compassionate. That's the, I think, way to transform humanity. Through prayer, we cannot achieve that. Through practice, through effort, we can change. So that, according to my own little experience, you see, I can assure to you, you see, through effort, we can change our mind, mental attitude. Once our mental attitude change, it brings a lot of happiness, a lot of success, a lot of fortunes. That much I can assure to you. But you see, those things which I mentioned, if you find something something you see worthwhile to practice, then please practice. If you feel not much interest, then forget. There's no problem. No problem. So that's up to you. So that's all about my talk. Thank you very much. Finally, I really appreciate your warm feeling, and I think hardly no one without smile. I think everyone is really smiling, smiling. That I very much appreciate. Thank you very much. Thank you. questions, some questions.
Why did you choose to come to Nelson?
I heard a sunny day and also it's a lot of snow hill, but today failed.
What can Nelson people do to help the cause of Tibet?
Thank you, your question. I was told, you see, here it is a small town. I think many people who have, I think, very warm-hearted sort of people. I really appreciate the Tibetan cause or Tibetan, how say they, issue or problem is very much complex. But at the same time, you, as a member of humanity, so you can do many things. Firstly, in New Zealand, there are Tibetan, some groups of people who are really dedicated about this Tibetan issue. You see, you can join them. And then secondly, you can approach your own
The members of the parliament.
According to your own, what say, constituency.
Members of the parliament in your own constituency.
You see, they approach them and suggest to these as a member of your, the member of parliament, and then already in your parliament already you see the parliamentarian group for Tibet also is there. You see, you can help their activities or their action, and through that way you see you can appeal, you can request to your government also. You see, there are various things you can do by government and also the parliament. I think that's the immediate sort of
Step that
feasible, right? Feasible, you see, things. Then next question.
What do you think New Zealand's role could be in promoting world peace?
I think firstly, you see, your policy, your stand about against, you see, nuclear weapon. That's, I think, marvelous. I think you should continue that spirit. I think our goal, whole world, I think eventually should be demilitarized world. That should be our objective. Now, for that, first task, reduce nuclear weapon, and eventually completely stop nuclear weapon as a denuclearization. I think that's our first step. Then also, I heard I really happy when I heard New Zealanders no arms trade. That also a very, very good thing. I think, you see, since you see you yourself, you see, no arms trade, so you can lead some movement to stop arms trade on this whole planet. Because arms trade, you see, the many innocent people, you see, they suffer a lot. Look in South Africa, look in Africa, and also Bosnia, where, and also the Middle East, where weapon available. There's some, as a human being, as a human society, some mischievous individual always there. When to such people, when weapon become available, then you see, violence very easily happen. Look here, you see, Saddam Hussein. Everybody is blaming on him, but they. Of course, you see, he also, you see, I think participated in some of these tragic things. But things are very much, you see, dependent on many factors. So Saddam Hussein, without his powerful army, such a Saddam Hussein cannot be possible. Right? Cannot be. Then without armament, Saddam Hussein's powerful armies cannot be.
Carry this negative.
Cannot be. So these arms, not produced in Iraq itself, but from Germany, from other countries, I think including the British, supplied these weapons. And eventually, you see, these tragic things happen. So you see, things are very much related. So I think the real troublemaker, one of the troublemaker, is weapons. And then see, also the violence. I think one tragic thing is the first casualty of violence is those innocent people, men, women, children. The real troublemaker of this violence, they remain somewhere with very comfortable way. If these weapons go up to the right person who really created this trouble, then I think violence okay. But then you see, these weapons always, I think, target on wrong person, those innocent, those poor people. I think that's unbearable. I think very sad. So therefore, I think that then in that respect, sometimes I feel, in certain cases, I think a smaller nation such as New Zealand can do more. The big nation, sometimes you see, I think due to many factors, perhaps I think more hesitation. So I hope, you see, New Zealand, like New Zealand, small country, I think the spirit of your anti-nuclear weapon, I think this further stand and further, how to say, lead, perhaps. I think that's your, maybe some, is it, special sort of designation,
Task.
Special task. Whether this is, I'm realistic or not, you should judge. Thank you very much. Then okay.
So one last question. Last question. What is the spirit of the Tibetan people in Tibet at this time?
Kasa, what?
What is the spirit of the Tibetan people?
Spirit.
Spirit.
Oh, very strong. I think that's, I think, very, very encouraging thing. They, even you see, younger generation, who born after 59, I think even stronger. So it's the generation change, but the Tibetan spirit never change. So very strong. So that's, you see, one of the basis of our hope. And also, other hand, among the Chinese brothers sisters, when you see they getting as a better awareness about the true situation, and see more and more Chinese brothers sisters showing their genuine sympathy and support and concern. This is, I feel, very, very encouraging development. After all, the solution, proper solution, must find between Tibet and the Chinese. Of course, international community's help is very, very essential. So without that, it's sometimes difficult to, to develop some new opportunity. So Tibetan spirit is concerned, very strong. Thank you very much.
Your Holiness, it is an overwhelming honour for the people of sunny, smiley Nelson to receive you here today. It is gratifying to hear that your message regarding the causes of happiness is one of simplicity, attainable by all of us. That is the manifestation of unconditional love, compassion, kindness and tolerance. Your Holiness, you come to us as a man of peace with a message of peace. And in New Zealand we have a stone of peace, Ponamu, New Zealand jade. We have had one of our skilled local craftsmen craft this symbolic Ponamu carving. The base is in the shape of a Tibetan bell for several reasons, one of which is it represents the female element. The upright circular shape is to represent the rainbow, which is held in high esteem by both our cultures. The bird at the top is the toroa, or albatross, which is the Maori bird of peace. The bird's tail signifies the male element. The teardrop suspending from its beak is the tangawhai stone, which literally means tear water, and the teardrop is the ancient Maori symbol of peace. And finally, the two koru, or curled shapes on the top of the mound, are there to represent our two countries and the people of Nelson and Tibet. Your Holiness, we pray that this gift not only portrays our joy and gratitude that you are here with us today, but also that this gift sets up the causes for your Holiness to return to our beautiful city and share with us further teachings of your wisdom and compassion.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. See you again.
He Your Holiness and friends, thank you very much for coming to Nelson and giving us your time. We feel very deeply honoured. You bring with you the way of the Buddha, and we all wish to hear that. In fact, I myself are still trying to understand what your visit means to us, and to me in particular, and perhaps that's a very valuable part of your coming, to confuse us, to make us think in the nicest possible way, as only the Dalai Lama could. So before you arrived, I asked some of my friends what they thought your visit was all about. Graham said that to get you here, many people, some old friends and some new friends, have got together. There's been a real community spirit of cooperation, a chance to work with others, a chance to get publicity for Buddhism to many people in Nelson. And Evie said that she felt it very good that we were planting a tree, because a tree lives a long time. After we are gone, it has a long-standingness about it, and our grandchildren can come and sit by this tree knowing that a great Buddhist teacher helped plant it. I think we're also planting this tree because we have to fight for trees and animals, and I guess I have the honour of standing here because, along with a lot of my other friends whom are here today, I have been involved in long campaigns to protect trees and other species in New Zealand. And when I saw the Chinese logging in Tibet on television on Sunday night, I felt very sad, Your Holiness. We must fight for nature, and this tree is to be one of our symbols of that fight, because a great fighter for truth is about to plant it. And hopefully, each and every one of us will support your cause for autonomy in Tibet, to protect nature in Tibet, by writing letters to the Chinese government and to other governments. I know from my work in Amnesty International and on conservation causes that letter writing is the single most important thing that we can do in Nelson. And I remain hopeful that you, your friends, will get to Tibet in your own lifetime, and there will still be some wild, wonderful places to save there. Last week, I read in Rumi, a Sufi mystic, that the leaf of every tree brings a message from the unseen world. The leaf of every tree brings a message from the unseen world. This will be our Bodhi tree in Nelson. And I remember a mystical line from Han Shan writing on Cold Mountain, "If only I could be like the tree at the river's edge, every year turning green again." This ginkgo, as it is now, has lost its leaves, but it will gain new leaves in spring. Fresh, childlike, new, like finding our original mind. And I woke up one night last week, just woke up in the middle of the night and wrote down these lines: "A tree is God's silence, the most beautiful silence. We would be delighted, Your Holiness, if you will plant this tree for itself and for us." And thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Give you a hand. Pass mic.
Yes. You wanted it, what? Yes.
대다 군이 뭐